friends. It's Peggy Noe from PrettyPaperCards.com. I'm so glad that you are here today to join me and Ellie as we make a card together. We're going to talk about some fun things, and I'm just going to check here on my computer, my laptop, and make sure that we're live. That's important, to make sure everything's working. Okay, it's working. Yay, I love that when everything works. That's very good. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. I'm so glad it's Friday. I think everybody's glad when it's Friday. I know Ellie and I really are. And it's warm here in Southern California. It is like in the 90s here today. Outside of San Diego, kind of northeast of San Diego, it's very warm. And actually we've got all the doors closed. We haven't turned on the air conditioner yet, but if it gets, I don't think it's going to stay in the 90s. It's going to drop down over the next few days. Hi Marcia, good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Allison, I was thinking about you. I'm glad you're on. Okay, so we have a lot to talk about today. A lot of really fun stuff to talk about. And it's all, I want to check my notes. I have been so busy and so excited because as demonstrators, we got to see the electronic version of the new annual catalog just Wednesday. And I've been going over it and over it. I've been making my lists and checking them twice. And oh boy, has it been fun. Plus, we have, and you have, everybody has gotten to see what's retiring from the annual catalog and what's on sale of the items that are retiring. So we've just been so busy figuring all of that stuff out. So I have a lot to talk to you about. Let me just put Ellie down and let her go get in her pink leopard bed. And I want to start showing you some things. So we're going to talk, this is kind of where I'm going to talk to you about what is happening so that I like to make sure that you know what's going on with regard to sales and things like that, so to keep you up to date, because you might want to purchase some things or you'll know what's retiring and what's not. So I want to talk about that today. So let's come over here. Something I had actually told you and I didn't realize, I thought I was right, but it turns out I wasn't. The Altogether set is this, I always do this, the stamp set, the dies, the papers, and the neutral or natural colored Stampin' Blends. I thought some of this was staying on, but as it turns out, the only thing staying on after the new catalog, with the new catalog, are these natural colored Stampin' Blends. And these Stampin' Blends, some of them are even not orderable right now because everybody loved them so much they got them. And some are not orderable. But what is orderable is the Here Together stamp set, the dies, and the Darling paper. And this is only lasts until May 2nd. So I wanted to make that correction because I thought the dies and the stamp set were going to be in the new catalog. Well, they're not. I checked in there and they are not. So none of this is continuing. And it's really a neat set. If you had your eye on it, make sure that you grab these three things, one of these three things or all of them, if you were planning on having them, okay? That's the first thing. The next thing I wanted to talk to you about is Waves of the Ocean. We've even made some things with the Waves of the Ocean set, and I wanted to show you some of them. I don't know if you've seen all of the sets that I've made, the cards that I've stamped. So this one, we'll talk about them individually. This one uses the Waves of the Ocean paper, the dies, the stamp set, and this is my very favorite one. But what I want to tell you is the paper, it also uses some of the jewels. And I want to tell you that the paper and the jewels, I'm trying to think of anything else. I think that, and the foil paper, this foil paper, are only available until May 2nd. So I want to make sure you know that. We're going to use this piece today in our project. but I want to make sure that you know that only the stamp set and dies are continuing, and that's for sure. So the paper, jewels, and foil are not, and I want to make sure that you can snatch those if you want to. Here's another card that I made using the paper, and there's the foil. Here's another one that I made to show you the options of this set and how beautiful the papers and the foils are. And here's a sympathy card I made just with the stamp set and the dies. And so these are still available, but the paper, I made an envelope, covered an envelope flap with the paper. And that is not going to be available after May 2nd. So again, this is why I do this, is so that you're aware. Okay, this is our retiring annual catalog, the one that's the 21-22 annual catalog. Hi, Linda. Yes, put down if you want a prize right away. At the end, I'm going to announce the prize, who won the prize from last week, which was a fun kit. And I'll announce what the prize is for this week. So make sure to put prize in your comments. Thank you for reminding me of that. Okay, this is the annual catalog that's retiring. May 2nd is the last day that you can order from this catalog. Some of the prices are going up just a little bit on the cardstock and inks and stuff, like 25%, or excuse me, no, wrong, 25 cents or 50 cents. And I don't think it's very much at all based on what the world has been doing. So I just want you to know, if you want to order from this catalog, do it before May 2nd. Now, much of it is retiring. And of the retiring items, some are on sale. Not everything, but some things are on sale. Some things are on sale up to 50% off. So I want you to go to the link that you see either up above for Facebook, down below for YouTube, and hi to my YouTube friends. Go to that link and it shows everything that's retiring. But I'm going to be showing it to you over the next month because we've got until May 2nd. The only thing I do want to say is, if you love something, snatch it up now, because already things are selling out. I guess I would say that my favorite things that are retiring are the peaches, the peach stamp set and dies, and the peach designer series paper, which I used Wednesday, I think. And the strawberries are retiring. The punch, the stamp set, and there is no designer series paper. But those things are adorable, and if you don't have those, snatch them up while you can. And the one thing I wanted to mention is that if you get some things on sale and your order is $50 or more, you will even save more, because if you use my March host code, which is above on Facebook and it's written below on YouTube, if you order $50 worth and use my host code, you will get a whole set, 40 medium envelopes for your beautiful cards. So it's like a double. If you save at the sale and you put the host code, it's a double whammy, and you get to save stuff. Save money. Okay, now, what are we going to do today? Today I want to show you, I decided I'm going to highlight several things each time I come on live that I think are super important that you should have if you don't have them already. One is the Tasteful label dies. These are retiring. Let me move these over to the side. These are retiring. They are normally $31 and they are on sale for $24.80. And one reason I love these, look, it's a whole set of label dies. Look at all the labels, and we're going to use a couple of them today. But this has been around, I think, for 2 years. And I love these dies. They are super versatile. They're super neat. I don't think you can see maybe from where you are, but it's like this die is not just the shape. It's got like 3 beveled lines in it. And these circles have kind of beveled and niched areas. This is double stitched. This one is double stitched. They are, let me bring it down a little bit. These are really great dies, and they are on sale. And so we're going to use them today, but I wanted to bring this to your attention. Another die set that I wanted you to see is Hippo and Friends. And at a quick glance, you might have said that, well, the Hippo stamp set is retiring and the dies are retiring. And you might think, yeah, hippos, I don't need hippos. But I have used these dies so much. Hippo and Friends dies, 25 dies. And again, look at the layering dies. Look at these shapes. These are stitched on two sides, inside and out. I love these shapes. I've used these a lot, and I may use them more before they actually retire. And again, these shapes over here, in addition to a hippo, a butterfly, a hippo and a butterfly, and a lamb. But all that to say, the shapes are the dies that are I'm just really sad these are retiring, and it's a great value. So normally $36, on sale for $28.80. Very good value. And then this is the stamp set that goes with the Tasteful labels, and it's called Tasteful Touches, and this is what we're going to use today. I am going to just use some things that are retiring for the next few weeks so that you can make sure that if you want them, you snatch them up, because once they're gone, they're gone. So let's see what card we're going to make today. And here it is. This is our card for today. The flower on this stamp set has been one of my favorites for a long time. I don't even know what kind of flower it is. It has a large center, and so I'm not quite sure. I don't think it's a rose, but I don't know. Some of my flower girls, you guys might know. Yes, great dies, Linda. Tammy, good to see you. So this is the card we're going to make today, and I'm going to use the Waves of the Ocean paper because I particularly love this one because of the coloring. And this die and this sentiment are from the stamp set. This flower I watercolored, but we're not going to watercolor this time. For today, I'm going to do just the stamp because it's spectacular, and the shape behind is one of the dies. So let's get started, okay? We're going to start with our basic card base. It's our basic white cardstock, cut at 5.5 and 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. And let's just burnish that line real nice so we get that pressed down. And the first thing we're going to put on to frame our beautiful flower is a piece of gorgeous grape cardstock. And I don't know why. I used this from a previous card I made, and whatever I used to cut that did not cut very well. You know what? I have my spiffy little trimmer here. If we ever see this again, I'm gonna snatch up another one too. We had this once as a gift for people who signed up to be demonstrators, and I use it all the time. So I'm just gonna clean off that edge real quick like that, because I like a clean edge on my paper, don't you? So that piece is gonna go down there. We're just gonna, again, frame our flower in our entire card, and it's nice to just frame it. It brings more attention, just like a frame does to a picture. This brings attention, and especially if you have a darker color on top of a lighter color. And then we're going to put in our beautiful Waves of the Ocean piece. I just love these colors. It's a stampin' flower. Right, Linda, a stamping flower. You are right. We don't know the type, but it is just a flower. I'm reading your comment, Marsha. It's awful to try to read and work at the same time. That little cutter would be sweet with my little mini cut and emboss. Oh, totally. Absolutely. I love the mini cut and emboss, and I love the mini cutter. Okay, so there's our piece of the Waves of the Ocean. So this is the base of what we're going to do. All right, now the first thing I think we're going to do is let's work on our flower. And I actually wanted to ask you if you I think it's going to look better just stamped, and I hope you agree. I think when I watercolored it, what I felt was you really couldn't see all the detail as much in that flower, so I'm just going to stamp it in Gorgeous Grape, so it really, because some of Stampin' Up! Stamps are just gorgeous, like to die for gorgeous, and this is one of them. And they have put all the lines in, all the detailed lines, and I think this is just going to show up beautifully. And I'm using shimmery white here, a scrap of shimmery white. So let's just put that down. Do you believe that? I mean, I just really am shocked at the detail that they get in their stamps. I really am. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut this flower. Now, what I wanted to tell you is you could cut it with a circle die from the layering circle dies, and it would work just as well. And you could fit it on right on your card, right over the label we're going to use. But because I just wanted to get in a little closer. Do you have this bundle, Linda? It's gorgeous. I think it's one of my all-time favorites. I really do, because of the dies and the flower stamp. So again, if you don't like to fussy cut, just cut the flower out with a circle die. But when I'm fussy cutting, you're trying to mostly move the paper and not the scissors. And the other thing is, I try, but I don't always do it right. I try to get like a 1/16 of an inch or something like that of a little border on the outside of the lines. Now there I didn't get it, but I try to come out just a little bit from the line, because then it looks kind of like a die cut it anyway, right? But it doesn't, this flower does not have a die. It would be pretty cool if it did, but it doesn't. So we either fussy cut it, or we use a circle, or put it in a square or a rectangle or something like that. But look at the shading. You know, I thought, well, maybe I won't watercolor, but maybe I'll put yellow in the center. But you know, that center is just so gorgeous on its own. It doesn't really need any yellow. It's just one of those really beautiful stamps. Some stamps I just love. Okay, now we're almost done here. Let's just trim this off. Okay, what do you think? I mean, is that gorgeous or what? Let's just put it on, we'll just even set it on the envelope. Is that not so pretty? I'm telling you. Okay, so now we've got these two pieces, and the next thing we're going to do is let's go ahead and get our mini boss. Flower fell down. And I'm going to cut out of the mini boss, I'm going to cut one of those labels that I like so much. So here is the mini boss, and let me get the label that I used, which is this one, this kind of larger one. And it's one that has those lines in it, those kind of beveled lines, and I really want you to see those lines. So what are you guys doing over the weekend while I'm putzing around here? Let me know what you're doing for the weekend. We are relaxing. That is what we are doing here. We are just going to do a little relaxing. But does anybody have any great plans? Let me know, because I always like to see what everybody is doing. So here is our label, and I'm going to hold this up close to the camera and see if you can you see those beveled lines in there? I don't know if you can, but it is beautiful. Okay, so this goes under the flower. We're going to get all the pieces parts to put the floral arrangement together before we actually adhere it. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to use the bow punch, and we're going to make some leaves. The bow punch is not retiring. I'm going to try to be telling you guys what is retiring, what is not retiring. So that should help you to know. And so the bow punch will be staying, and I'm going to use 2 different shades of yellow to blend with the beautiful Designer Series paper. Allison, string trimming and mowing my entire front yard before the rain. Yes, it's supposed to rain next week. Allison is a fabulous gardener. She lives here in San Diego County, and you're just making me tired even saying that, Allison. But I get it. I'm glad you're doing it. You have a beautiful garden. Okay, so here is our bow punch, and remember we've learned that some of the punches have a line down here. Marcia, what are you doing? You just ran off to see if you have the dies in good taste. I had just seen it. Probably was right in front of me. I'll be cutting with my new mini cut and boss. Yay! Yes, they do. Well, yes, absolutely. I think all the dies fit in there. So I've got Daffodil Delight paper, and I'm going to cut some of these little kind of berries. And what I'm going to do is keep my paper from passing over the line, because then I'll just be cutting the berries themselves, hopefully. And I'm going to cut maybe, I want to punch more than I need. So I'm going to try to punch about maybe 6 of them. 4 might do it. 4 to 6 of the berries. And let's see if I can get one more in there. Yes. Okay, maybe 4 will work. We'll stick with 4 for right now. And then I'm going to use So Saffron. I've got quite a few pieces of So Saffron, and I'm going to punch out the leaves on this one. So I'm going to slide that up. This slim, you just get a little slim strip so that you don't go over into the other section of the punch. And I know for the leaves that I need at least 4. At least 4 leaves. So let's see. I love that Stampin' Up! Does the punches this way when they have this type of punch, because I think it saves a lot on paper paper waste. You know, I don't like to waste more paper than I have to. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, let me see if I can get just one more. I'll be wasting some paper here. Get one more in there. Okay. And maybe I'll slide in a couple of, I'll get a couple more of the berries. You know, my philosophy is the more the better, because then we can create, and there we go. Then we can just create, and we don't need to worry about, oh gosh, I needed another one of those leaves. Okay, let's try to get all that out of the way. Okay, so now we are kind of ready. We've got our card base. We've got our beautiful Stampin' Flower. We've got our label. And we've got our different leaves. And the last thing I'm going to put in this grouping is, if I can find it here, some very vanilla lace ribbon. And you know what I discovered? This lace ribbon has been around for a long time, and they are not carrying it over. So if you want some of this beautiful, very vanilla lace ribbon, get it while you can before it retires on May 2nd. Really, seriously, it's kind of a bit of a vintage ribbon now. I don't think it was when it first came out, but now it's a little bit vintage, but very vanilla lace ribbon. Snatch that up. That's what I'm telling everybody. Snatch stuff up. And what I'm going to do is make a bow that I'm going to kind of tuck under the label. So I'm going to tie a bow and pull out the pull it out a little bit, because we want it to show from under the label. We'll see if this works. Maybe I'll pull that one a little bit tighter. I might have been off the camera. I'm sorry. Okay, so there's our bow. So I think what we'll do now is we'll go ahead and put our label down with our Stampin' Dimensionals. And it's a pretty big label. That's why I want to cut all weekend. I want to get plenty of sprigs. That's right. We need to punch the stuff that we use all the time so it's handy and ready to go, Marcia. I'm with ya. So we're going to put our dimensionals here on the back of our large label. And we're going to place it a little to the right on our card. Lower right, I think. Right about there. And once we get that on, everything else builds. So we want to make sure to get that on right. And then one thing I like to do is kind of just hold things over. I think that's about how I want it. I want the the lace to be under the flower. Okay, so let's get out some glue dots, and we're going to adhere our, let me see, there's a little one. We're going to adhere our lace bow with mini glue dots, okay? So I'm getting them onto the lace. Let's see. You press down on top of the glue dot. Uh-oh, it got on my fingernail. I'm getting them on fingernails. Okay, that's okay. I'll just put it right on there. And all we need really is two. Come on off. All right. We just need a dot on each side of the loops, and then I'm going to put the loops right down in here, just like that. And then I'm going to leave the tails loose for right now. I might put a glue dot under the knot now that I have it on. And I'm just going to pick my glue dot up with my scissors, like that, and put it right down under that knot. And that way my bow will stay in place. Trudy, good to see you. You meant die cuts, Marcia. Okay, yeah, got it. Okay, now the next step is to just see how we want to put all of our leaves. And I'm thinking I'm going to try to put this little guy down just a bit more so that we want to bury the leaves down under. And that's kind of my goal, is just to, I'm going to glue the different leaves down and then put the flower on top of them. So I kind of need to hold the flower up like that to see what I'm doing. And I've got my glue here. So first I'm going to start with the little berries. I want more little berries over here on the right. And so I'm going to put just tiny dots of glue to get my berries down. Let's see. I think kind of right there is a good spot for one. And let's see about our leaves. You know what, the thing to do with these Stamper Friends is just kind of go for it. You just kind of go for it and see how it turns out. One thing I watch is to make sure that nothing comes outside of the width of the card, because I want it to fit inside of the envelope, which is a really important thing, that your card would fit inside the envelope. And so just putting some glue there. And I think the leaves just go so well with the paper. And this is, we're seeing now how it's probably going to look, because we're going to use some Stampin' Dimensionals. And now I'm seeing what I want to do with the little tails. I wanted to get some leaves on, and then I'm going to put some glue dots under the tails so they come down kind of right in the middle there, between the leaves. So let's put a glue dot right in here. So that lays down, and another glue dot right over here. I am really sad about this lace. It was just, I didn't use it all that much, except for the fact that it was just always there, and I knew if I wanted to make something with lace, I had it. And I looked in the new catalog. I don't think there's any other lace. Sometimes they would replace it, you know, they used to replace lace, but I think maybe it's not in as much anymore. Okay, now let's not forget about our Daffodil Delight berries, because they add just a little bit of contrast. You see what I mean? See how that's very bright? We might even want to tuck one up here under that kind of looks cute. Let's do that. In fact, I'm going to trim this off. It's just fun to play, don't you think? Do you ever do this? And just play and, you know, decide, oh, I think I'll have it here, I think I'll have it there. The one thing I love about stamping is that I think it's therapeutic. I don't know what you think, but I do. Whoops. Oops. Okay. I think stamping is therapeutic. And I love to just sit down and play with everything. Carol Schaefer, good to see you. Thank you for sharing. I just think stamping is therapeutic, and I really enjoy I enjoy it for that, especially in these days with so many things going on in the world. It's just nice to just sit down and just think about color and pretty things and get our minds off some of that for a change. Now I think we need another little berry down here, and then we might be done as far as the little leaves. Let's just touch that right down in there. There's a little bit of glue that came out. I'll just try to move around that. Okay. And now we're ready. I think we're ready for our flower, don't you? All right. Now it looks to me actually like we need to build this flower up a little bit because the bow is so high. So I'm going to do, you guys have seen me do double dimensionals, right? Therapeutic. Yes, you're not in a hurry, Marcia. It is very relaxing. So we are going to, let's see where we want this little flower. So on right about in this area, we're going to have our double dimensionals. So we'll put one here, and we'll take the paper cover off. We'll put another one over here. Again, take the paper cover off. And then we're going to put another one right on top of that one. And this builds it up double. Pull that cover off. And allows it to really, it should look better over the knot. Okay, let's see if that works for us. And let me see, I might have one right down here. Let's try a double one down there, okay? We'll see how this looks. I hope it doesn't come out to look lumpy. That was what happened with the just one layer of dimensionals. I thought it looked a little bit lumpy because there was so much under it. So let's give this a try now. I think it actually worked. There's no lumpiness involved. It's really working. Let's see if you can see that. I don't know if you can see in there, but 2 dimensionals is just right. And I like the length that we trimmed the little tails there. Excellent. Now what's left is to stamp our sentiment. And the sentiment we're using is also from the stamp set. It has really great really great sentiments. You are special, just saying hello. The good things in life are better with you. But the one I'm using is you are the best. One reason is I want it to go in a vertical position. And I like that stamp. So here is my stamp. And I'm going to use the gorgeous grape again. You are the best. I'm going to get plenty of ink on that. Okay. And then we're going to cut it with another one of the dies. There we go. You are the best. Nice and bold. I like that. And let's get our little mini boss up again. And our plates. More. Oh, Megan, I'm so glad to see you. Thanks for popping on. Good to see you. I do like purple and yellow. It's a great combination, and so I'm going to use this particular die, label die from the set that's on sale and that's retiring. Boo. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to push it up, and the reason is I'm going to trim off the top. I'm going to trim off the top because I want it to look like kind of a tag that's hanging down, a little banner tag. Okay, so now we'll put our other plate on. And we'll run that through. There we go. Quick and easy. I want to remind you again, this little guy is on sale for only $48 until actually next Thursday, less than a week. It's the 20% off sale, and you don't want, if you don't have this little mini boss, you want it. You definitely want it. Okay, now I'm going to get my little tiny trimmer, and what I'm going to do is trim right across there because I want this to be flush with the top of the card. So I'm just going to trim. Of course, you could use your bigger trimmer. And then we're going to put, see what I mean? How I wanted it to be flush right there. We're going to say, you are the best. Just like that. I got it a little off to the right, didn't I? But it's not too bad. Don't tell anyone, okay? Don't tell anybody. That's what I always say. And I don't think most people would even notice, because they're just going to think it's such a nice card because we made it for them. That's the whole thing, is making cards for our friends and family. Now, we have an envelope, and we want to also stamp the inside of our card. And because this, I think that just came out gorgeous, don't you? I really prefer this over the watercolor. Yep, I like this because the actual beautiful stamp shows so much better. So what we're going to do now is let's stamp the beautiful flower on the inside of the card. We just have to show this flower as many times as we can. That's what I think. Oh my gosh, I did a bad thing. I did what I always tell everyone not to do. Look at me. I put it on the wrong side of the opening. I can't believe I did that. Oh my goodness sakes. Okay, well, this is a good opportunity to show how to fix that. I was concentrating so much about that flower, I didn't pay any attention at all. Oh, you guys. See, you're not the only ones who do this. Everybody does this. So I'm going to trim that off right there. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to get it on another card. I've got another one right up here. I'm serious, do not tell. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. Wow, what a mistake, what a boo-boo. You've done it many times, Carol. I know, seriously, we all do it. I know that, but I didn't think I would do it on live. Oh, goodness sakes. Well, as long as, before we go ahead and put that on, the new top, let's go ahead and we'll stamp our gorgeous flower right down here. Oh my goodness, isn't that just beautiful? Okay, now we're ready, and we can just glue this right on here. And then we need to put some jewels on. Don't let me forget to put the jewels on. Come on, glue. Okay, there we go. I just need to put the glue around the edge. I even put a little bit too much, and then we're just going to line this up perfectly with the edge of our card. And nobody will know if you guys don't tell them, okay? Because I'm not going to tell them. So no telling. There we go. Now we can open the card. Thank you, Allison. Your lips are sealed. Okay, now let's get out our envelope, and we'll stamp that, and then we'll put on our jewels. Gorgeous grape. This, I just think this flower is so beautiful. I'm serious. If you don't have this set, I think it's an all-time favorite, really. And look at that envelope. I mean, you know, we really, I'm excited to send this to someone and have them receive this envelope. I really am. There we go. Now, where are my jewels? Okay, like I said, one of my goals is to tell you and show you what's retiring. I have used these so much this year, I can't even believe how much I've used them. The 2021-2023, which is current, in color jewels, but they're not carrying them over. And they have the most beautiful purple. It's really, you know, because one of our in colors is fresh freesia. But I love these jewels because they pick up the colors of anything else that you're working on. So I'm going to use these larger jewels. Anyway, these are not continuing. Get some of the in color jewels for this year. It's 2021-2023 in color jewels. The in colors are staying, but we're going to get some new jewels. They might not be called jewels, but they're very pretty. I already saw them, and I really do like them. So I really just want to put 5 jewels on this card because I like my jewels. Okay, let's pick up this one and put it right down here maybe. Okay, what do you think? Isn't that just a beautiful card? And really, it's anybody can do this. It's just the stamps. For this flower, all we did is stamp, right? So easy. The stamp itself, the Stampin' Up! Products do the work. We stamped the flower and cut it out. How easy is that? We cut two pieces of paper and glued them together. Anybody can do these. And if you can cut and glue, you're good to go. I am very pleased with the way these came out, and plus it does show the difference between the watercoloring and the stamping, but I'm telling you, the stamp stands alone. It's very much prettier. Okay, now I'm going to come up and we're going to award our prizes. There we are. Okay, our prize from last week was the really cool kerchief card kit. Let me get the right direction. This is a very neat card kit, and it's still for sale. So it's a brand new current product, not brand new, but current product. And you have everything you need in here to make, I don't know, but I think it's about 10 cards. I think it makes a good 10 cards. And because you all put down prize in your comments, you were all put in the random number generator, both the YouTube people and the Facebook people, and the winner is Diane Emerson. I haven't seen her here today, but Diane, I have your address and I will be getting this out to you. I think she might watch it after. A lot of times she's watching the replay. So Diane, I'm really happy that you won the card kit. That's a great gift, and congratulations on that. And the prize for next week, I looked in all the ribbons, the embellishments that are retiring, and I'm going to start giving away some of my embellishments and ribbons that are retiring. And this one is real red double stitched ribbon, an entire full bolt, and it's beautiful, and it's stitched on the edges. On each edge it's satin and stitched on the left and on the right there, and it's beautiful. I used a lot of this at Christmas time and Valentine's. So this is the prize for this week. And you know something? Next week is going to be April 1st, April Fool's Day. I'm not big into April Fool's Day. I don't fool people. So this is the prize for next week, and I will be here, the Lord willing, on Friday, April 1st. So I hope you come back, and I really thank you for stopping by today and spending a little time with me and relaxing a little bit as we made a card together. Don't forget, check on that last chance list. Go to my, just go to shop, or I also have a link to the last chance area of my online shop, and scoop up anything that you don't have, because I've already seen several things already sell out, and I want my friends to be happy and have what they want for their stamping. Okay.